EGM Network.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Cottage Conversations with Mary Lou Ciambriello. I am Mary Lou Ciambriello, and I'm a realtor in Indian River County, Florida, where I specialize in single-family homes. Today, we're going to be doing a very important podcast for those of you thinking of listing your home. We're going to give you a list of questions, maybe not all the questions. We might not touch all the bases, but we're going to give you a list of questions that you should be asking when you're interviewing a realtor. But before we do that, I want to do a shout-out to the Vero Beach Rotaries. They are involved in a very nice project where they're going to be revamping or refreshing the Rotary Corner. So if you would like to memorialize somebody in your family, it's a meaningful way to celebrate someone or yourself or do your business, whatever it is you want to do. You might want to check our Facebook pages because we'll all put it on Facebook and buy a stone and have it chipped out with your name and whatever it is you'd like to memorialize. Pat and I are going to buy one. We just haven't figured out what it is. So let's get down to what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to have my guests introduce themselves. Annette, you go first.
My name is Annette Mackey. I am a resident of Sebastian, Florida since 1986. I raised 5 kids here. I've been with the Remax Crown Realty family for going on my second year, and I'm happy to be here.
Okay, and now Jennifer, otherwise known as Angela. Go ahead.
Angela. Jennifer Arteaga, Remax Crown Realty. And in January, I'll be there 9 years. Best broker in town.
I don't want to hear that. I want to hear about John Wayne.
So my maiden name is Wayne, and my dad's name is John Wayne. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore, but he holds a big memories in my heart.
I love the fact that you're related to John Wayne. And then my favorite broker. Okay, John, your turn.
I'm John King. I'm the broker owner of Remax Crown Realty.
Okay, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to pretend I'm a buyer, and we're going to be asking questions of everybody, and they're going to be responding with what they would. These are questions you should be asking, and hopefully these are answers that you want to hear or that the advice you'll take. So first I'm going to go to John. And John, what is the first mistake you think that sellers make? What are
So the biggest mistake that I've seen, and I've done this for well over 20 years now, is people tend to list their property with, well, my neighbor's daughter or son just got the real estate license. I want to try to help them out and help them get going.
My cousin,
So,
mailman.
Your house is typically your biggest investment that you're ever going to make in your life. So, you don't go to a brand new doctor that just got his license because, hey, you want to help him out. You go to the doctor that is going to take the best care of you. So, same should hold true with real estate.
Exactly.
You should go with somebody that has the most experience, knowledge, and the proper support system behind them.
And I think that everyone should have a realtor in their pocket, just like you have a lawyer, an accountant, or an attorney, a doctor. I think you should have a realtor that you can, on speed dial that you can call. We're not going to charge you. We're just there. We're a resource. So I think that that's a really great thing. And how do we stand out from other realtors, Jennifer? How do you stand out from other realtors when they either, I want to hire you, but, I think you're really nice, but why are you better than somebody else that I'm going to talk to?
Because she's the daughter of John Wayne.
Yeah,
That should be enough.
I think I just use some of the traits that I have, communication, knowledge, always being available.
Knowledge is huge.
Knowledge is power.
Hard work.
Hard work and dedication. I truly care about people, so I love seeing people happy.
That's one of the number one traits in a good agent is somebody that truly cares about the situation. There's 2 different styles of real estate agents. There's ones that are here just to make money, and they're all just about that transaction. And then there's ones that truly are there to assist and help their clients out.
There's a production agent and there's a service agent.
Yeah.
And the production agents are just about getting the listings, and it's a number game. And then there's people like us that really and truly care. So, Annette, what do you do for appointments? How do I know who's coming to my house? Okay.
How you know who's coming to your house is we screen those people when they call. The first thing that we do before we will bring them into your home is to make sure that they've been pre-approved or pre-qualified to come into your home, because we don't want to waste your time, their time, or our time and get their hopes up of walking into a home that they can't even afford to buy.
Right, and that's a really big deal. We should pre-qualify. We can't always be. It's up to the other side. Okay, what is your marketing plan, John?
Oh, that's going to depend on the property. So what I do when I list a home, I try to find out what is unique about that home. What is the proper buyer for that home? So if you have somebody that when you go on a listing appointment and you get that listing, if they have a big RV garage, obviously I'm going to go out to the RV community or the boating community because, there's an added value to somebody that is you really going to, pay the price for that extra convenience of an RV garage or RV pad, parking pad, something like that. I had one listing one time. It was near the airport in Sebastian, and obviously Skydive Sebastian is a large part of the airport up there. And I'm like, okay, well, we're near an airport, and this is a really big piece of property with a huge backyard. So I actually created flyers, and I took them to Skydive Sebastian and said, and I had an aerial view of the property, including the airport and Skydive Sebastian, and I put on there, jump here, land here on the property.
Oh, I love that.
So,
That's good marketing.
So you have to find out what's cool about that property, and then go find those people.
The property should the script should talk to the buyer,
100%.
to the buyer that's out there. Do you hold open houses, and how often, Jennifer?
I do. I try to do them as often as I can. I don't host them every weekend. I love doing open houses. We've talked about it, but
Another
it's
podcast,
the speed dating.
Yeah.
People
we
know.
want to talk to you about that, John. We like the idea of
Speed dating?
speed dating open houses.
I'm married.
That's what we're called.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. But it's true, and we talked about how open houses are truly a great way to interview a realtor. I mean, you go and you see them on site, and you understand the packages they put together and that type of thing. All of that's important. Do you know my neighborhood? Do you know my neighborhood, Annette?
I know your neighborhood. I've been in Sebastian since 1986.
So you know the neighborhood.
So I know there's some things my kids swear that I don't know where they hung out. I'm still looking at some of those places. Especially there's one that there was a tire swing where they swung into the river and just jumped in, and they didn't care if there were gators. I'm like, oh my goodness, where is this place?
That's the
But anyway,
swimming hole.
yes. And
We've all been there.
there's several new gated communities in the area that I'm not very familiar with, but if someone calls and has an interest, I'm going to find out all that information.
And then how often do you give updates? I know you give them all the time, but I'm going to bother these ladies here. How often do you give updates? What are you going to communicate with me? Can I count on you?
I give updates at least once a week. I like to reach out to the sellers.
I'm an avid texter. Are you?
Yeah, I text,
I'm going to text you
call.
11 times a day. Are you going to get annoyed at me for that?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
It happens
good,
quite
because
often.
It happens all the time. We get texted, phone called, emails all the time, and we're very responsible about returning that information. We understand that you're under pressure and you really want to sell your home. And we already talked about how to qualify buyers, and that was pretty good. How do you do on appraisals? Are you good at appraisals, Annette? Because I know John is, because I go to him all the time.
John is a go-to person, and that's great about the Remax family, that Remax Crown family that you can go to. And we have a closing coordinator in our office, Louise, and she's a retired appraiser. And I go to her, and I'll discuss properties with her.
She's wonderful,
awesome.
yeah. And I go to John because I panic.
We all go to John.
I panic over
Not John
appraisals.
Wayne, but John King.
I panic. I don't like to fail an appraisal. I always go to John, and I only
He's a
have
wealth of
one appraiser
knowledge.
that doesn't like me. I'm trying to keep it down to one, but I was afraid a couple of times I wasn't going to do that. Will I be working directly with you, Jennifer?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I like to hear that. Will I be working directly with you, John?
Yes. So there's a kind of a new thing in real estate, not really new, but over the last few years, you see a lot of teams popping up. And what people don't really understand about teams, the general public doesn't understand about teams, is in a lot of cases, you have a team leader, and then you have 10, 15, 20 people underneath them. And the people that are on that team are typically brand new agents that have no clue what they're doing. So the team leader goes out, they secure the listing, and then whenever there's buyer leads that come in from it, somebody wants to see the property, they send out one of these newbies out there to show the home. And I don't think that that's necessarily doing a great service
I
for.
don't think you're learning if you're not part of the whole experience.
And it's not great for the client, because if you're hiring me, you should get me.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
kind of at Remax Crown, what we have is, you know, I tell everybody we have a team. We're a team of nearly 50 agents. So let's say that you want to see one of my listings and I'm unavailable, I'm out of town, I have conflicting appointments, I can call any one of our nearly 50 agents.
Plus, we do tours. We
to
know
go
the
out there.
property because
Absolutely.
we've all been
Every
on
Wednesday
tour and
we do an office tour, so we go view our new listings. So even though it's my listing, Annette or Jennifer, they've seen that home. They know about it. I've already given them the sales pitch on that home on what to look out for and what the unique features are. So anybody else can step into our shoes, not just some brand new agent that's just sticking a key in the door to walk somebody
Now,
through.
Annette, will you be at the inspection?
I go to all my inspections, and
As we all
I will
do.
show up when the buyer's inspection is there. A lot of agents don't like that on the other side, but that's, you know,
That's what they pay us for.
Yes,
They pay us to
yes.
represent them, right?
Yes.
Exactly. And you go to all inspections.
I do. I go to all of them with buyers, sellers. You know, I always make sure that they want us
I'm
there.
at
They want
every
me there.
every inspection, no matter what it is. And sometimes
I know that they won't talk freely if I'm there and I'm representing the sellers.
And how do we handle low ball offers, John? I've asked you this question before.
So my favorite part of the business is negotiation, and anything that I buy, I have to get a deal on. So I am not offended by them, and I try to educate my sellers to not be offended by these either. You know, somebody might come in
It's a
way below.
conversation starter.
So at
unless
least we
they're
have an
investor.
interest, and I'll call my seller and say, hey, I got good news and bad news. What do you want first? And they say, well, give me the good news. I said, we have an offer on your property. And they say, well, what's the bad news? The offer that we have on your property. But it's a starting point. And I'm very good at saying no. So I'll, you know, if you come in with a very low offer, we're probably going to counter back at full price. We're not going to, you know, tip our hand on what we'll take for the property.
Right.
If you're
They don't need to know the magic number.
$50,000 under
Yeah.
market,
Yeah.
you know, then hey, we're at full price. You want to get serious, we'll get serious. But you know, at least there's an interest there. They took the time to put it on paper, so there is some kind of a desire to purchase that property. So,
And if the offer fails, what I do, if I just had several lowball offers, I've been very lucky getting a lot of them. I think I'm the queen of lowball offers
They
this
just
week.
want to see if they stick.
Well, the reality is that if it doesn't stick, then what I do is I always leave the door open and say, you know, I'm willing to revisit this if your buyer has a change of heart. You know, please come back and speak to me again. That type of thing. What do you do, Annette? I have pets. What am I supposed to do with my pets when you're showing the property? Do you have something I should be doing?
I prefer that if you have pets, dogs, take them on a walk, take them on a ride, take them, you know, Dairy Queen, get them an ice cream. Cats.
On you, right? You're going to pay for that ice cream.
Cats, absolutely, I'll pay for that. I've got those little Wendy's where you get a Frosty Jr. for $1.99. There you go, get that for you. Cats is a different story. Usually they run and hide, but I have been in a home where they say, oh, the cat won't even show up, and you open the door, there's the cat. So for your pet safety and the safety of someone coming into your home, either take them with you or put them in one of your little kennels if you have a kennel.
I agree.
I've had people go into the garage with their dogs while we look at the rest of the house, and then when we're ready to go into the garage, they'll go out the back door.
I always like the sellers to leave if possible, because you know it's not fun. I always say the buyer is going to be calling the baby ugly, and nobody wants to hear that their baby's ugly. So you really and truly need to leave. And if they're calling the baby ugly, the chances are that they really like the house. You know,
Well, that's the biggest lie in America is your baby's so cute.
Yeah.
You know?
just to elaborate that on that a little bit as well. Whenever you're doing your photography for the listing, try to eliminate any sign of pets being in the
Exactly.
home, because if your photos show dog bowls, you know, or dog beds laying around, some people are very sensitive to pet odors, and they're just going to instantly think, okay, that house is going to smell like a dog, or it's going to smell like cats.
That's good advice.
And on the second side of that I'd like to elaborate on is, I can't tell you how many times I've spent a half a day chasing cats and dogs around, because if, you know, as a showing agent, I go open the door and the cat runs out, then
Right.
now I feel horrible because
Yeah.
A, I didn't know there was a cat there. B, now this thing's out running around in the neighborhood. I'm trying to call the listing agent because they didn't take the time to come accompany the showing. And now we're all running around looking for this cat or this dog and trying to corral them. So that's not a real
It's
good
not, it's not,
scenario.
so. I've never had that happen. I have a lot of animal stories, but I've never lost an
The
animal.
attack
Yeah. Never had that. I had a python, but yeah, that's another story unto itself. So, how do you stand out? What is the best thing about your service? I really like you. I really like
that's
you,
good.
Annette. But
Oh,
you know,
how
I'm going to be.
sweet.
I love you, Jennifer. You're my favorite niece. Okay, but I'm your favorite aunt.
Angelica.
So now,
don't even know your name,
I really
Angelica.
like you, Annette, and I just want to know why I should pick you, because I'm going to be talking to other agents. Why should I pick you? What is so great about your service that I should pick Annette?
Well, I'm never going to talk bad about another agent or talk negative or knock someone
should
else
not.
down
That's
to build
not
myself
professional.
up.
Yeah.
That
That's
I walk in with integrity, honesty, and to piggyback off what John said about some of the mistakes that sellers make is sometimes they'll go with an agent because they're telling them what they want to hear instead of the facts.
I know.
You walk into a home and they'll say, "Oh, you have a beautiful home," but there may be drywall hanging down. I like to discuss all that with them, and I'm honest. What you see is what you get.
And you're pretty likable. Yeah, you're pretty
thanks.
likable. Yeah.
Thank you.
We love
And
you.
yeah, we love you. We all love you. We love our office. And I want to say that about the other thing about our office, which is, you know, Crown Realty here in Indian River County. John is really an amazing mentor, and I have had many agents, I work for many agencies up here, unfortunately. And it took me a long time to find my home, okay? And I found my home at Remax Crown.
Oh, you're
I
gonna
was
make me
happy.
cry.
Don't cry
No,
now.
'cause it is
Not on the
amazing.
air. It's not good. It's not good for
It
business.
is
okay?
amazing.
Say
Angelica,
hurricane,
there's a
and then I'll
tissue
smack
box.
you. So Jennifer likes to talk about hurricanes. So what happens if a buyer comes in and they're concerned about hurricanes? What is your conversation with them, Jennifer? Do you say we're well prepared here, that we did a podcast
Try
on
to
hurricanes?
put them at ease. Yes.
Okay.
I don't really like storms, even though I talk about them.
But we are prepared, and a lot of people are concerned about the weather. We have plenty of time to prepare for hurricanes. John's busy, you know, packing his boats, okay, because he's worried about his boats. Do you still have one for sale?
I still have one for sale. Yes.
Okay. And then let's talk about schools. Do you know anything about the schools here?
We had 5 kids go through the schools here. I like the schools. I have grandchildren in the schools here, and
We're now an A-rated school system. We're number 5 in the state.
it's a really good system. And John can say when my oldest daughter was going into high school, it was the first year that Sebastian High School was built. Previous to that, the kids in Sebastian were
Thank
bused
God
down
it's
to
not
Vero.
pink anymore, though.
Yeah.
It's the-
Yeah, no, they did paint it from
Yeah.
it was coral.
Yeah, I was gonna
Right.
say
It was
coral.
ugly.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good school system.
Yeah.
And other than the public schools, there are some charter schools as well.
And do you invest any of your money in advertising? I mean, people don't understand that we actually spend money to make money and get their house out there. They don't understand about photography, landscaping, pressure cleaning. So talk to them about that, mulching. There's all kinds of things that we invest in.
That kind of advertisement I do, as far as I really advertise myself. You know, I go to certain places where I can strike conversations with people, meet people, see what their needs and their wants are. But as far as how much money I put into someone's listing, I do pay for the photography. I do try to do as much advertising and marketing that I can on social media.
Right. And how about you, Annette?
The same. I'll do social media. I send out postcards into different neighborhoods. When I just list a home, I'll send out postcards that this home was listed in your
And you send out
neighborhood.
thank you notes.
I do send out
You
thank
send
you
out
notes.
thank you
I
notes.
do
love
open
that.
houses,
And
and
that- yeah,
I
and
will
she sends
send a
out thank you notes.
handwritten thank you note.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my open house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I appreciate
That's
it.
the biggest thing that you can do is it's the personal touch. We're all, this is a people business. This isn't, you're not buying a pack of gum, or you're not, buying a
can't
car
return
or
it,
something. So, you have to take care of your clients, and, just to expand on Annette, what makes her special, and Jennifer and you and everybody else in our office for that matter, is what we truly care about these people. Some of my best friends started out as clients that I didn't have any experience with.
We
Back
lose
to the-
sleep
back to-
over them, John. We lose
back to the
sleep over them,
hurricane
yeah.
scenario, everybody I've ever sold a house to, it seems like, and all of their neighbors call me right before a storm because everyone is panicked. I need my hurricane shutters up, and my husband's out of town, or he's not able to do it. He just had surgery. We're out there, we're sending our handymen out there, or I'm out there personally putting shutters up, and my wife yells at me all the time because typically when a storm comes,
Your
I
house
don't even
isn't
put
protected.
Your
my
house is
shutters
the
up. I'm
last
like,
one.
yeah, just let it blow away. I'm tired. I'm done. Everybody else is taken care
Yeah.
of. That's
And
all I
there's-
care about.
There's other things that we do at the office that are little things, that are really kind of important. At my office, we actually have a storage for boxes. So when people move into town, we say to them, if you want to get rid of your boxes, bring them to us, and we'll store them. And when people are moving out, we have boxes, and sometimes even wrapping paper. And boxes are expensive. It's the little things. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the little things. And when it comes to appointments, all of our, with the exception of weekends when agents call you or text you over the weekend, all of the people that come into your home are registered with our office, and we have, we know who's coming, we know when they're supposed to be there. They're never there on time, but we know when they're supposed to be there, and so we know who's coming, and we do check back in with them. We ask for feedback so that we can.
We do. I'm one of the only, I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm the only one that I know of that actually does not use a centralized showing service. And there's some that are free for us that we could use where it's a call center. And if you want showing instructions on your home, you call this call center wherever in the world they are, and they schedule the showings for the agents. We actually have a full-time person in the office that schedules all of our showings because I want control of that. We are giving access to your home, and it's important that I have somebody on staff that is properly trained to verify the other agent's license and make sure that they are in fact actually a realtor. And because
There's quite
we're
a few
giving
people.
access to your home, and I refuse to get rid of that because it's just too important. You don't want some call center from some other country having all of the instructions on how to enter your home.
Plus, the ladies that answer our phone are invested. They all know us. They all care about us. They're part of our family, and they really and truly. They call me the minute I have a showing because I'm not the best with email. Once I'm out and about, I don't like to do email on my phone, and they'll call and say, "Mary Lou, you've got a showing on blah blah blah. Can I confirm it?" And that's a big deal.
I've
it's a big
experienced
deal.
that it puts sellers at ease. I tell them, because they'll say like, well, how's the access going to go on my home? And it puts them at ease when I tell them that, the office is called and they're logged into our system and they feel comfortable.
And their home is also put on tour, which is I think, a wonderful thing because our agents are able to go out, look at the house. They know our inventory along with other people's inventory, but they know our inventory. So if you get a listing, that listing is going to go on tour, and the agents are going to go in and see it and help promote it as well because they're going to know about it. Is there anything else we should be saying? Because I know we're getting close here, Jesse. I can talk, boy. I tell you.
Now, we really truly have the best office, in the county.
Without a doubt.
There's no question
agree.
about
Without
that.
a doubt.
The way that we operate this is the way that I operate my business is that we have the family culture. I'm not into being the number one office in the county for agent count. I only want really good people that care for their clients.
That are out
That's
there to
it.
do
It does
a
not
great
matter, what our compensation is or anything like that. It's clients first.
It is.
And
Mary Lou
I could,
must like that you said that.
What?
Compensation.
I know.
She likes to put her clients
we've all in
first.
this room, we've done transactions where we've lost money. We've done transactions, obviously, that we've made money on. but at the end of the day, it's just about helping
It's not
people.
about our commission, and that's what people don't get. It's about you. When we sell your home, it's always about you. It's really and truly the most important thing is to take good care of you, because we live here. We want you to be happy, and I'm going to meet you in Publix. I'm going to meet you somewhere I'm going to meet you in Sam's Club or wherever it is. We're going to see you again, so we want you to be happy. We don't want to, and that's why I think we have more good reviews than most companies as well, because I check that out.
And it's a good feeling at the end of the day, knowing that you helped someone achieve getting into their
Starting
dream
there,
home.
whether they're starting or finishing or wherever they are, and
and people love our area. I was leaving the beach this morning, and there was a guy and a girl that asked me if I lived here, and I said yes. And they said that we're very
act
blessed.
like a tourist because you come here every morning to the beach. But I want to thank everybody for listening, and I want to also say, if you're looking to purchase a home or if you're looking to join an agency, I want you to give us a call. Don't talk to John directly. Talk to us, and we'll let you know how great John is. He really and truly is he's just one of a kind. He does a lot of education. He really and truly stands behind us. And on top of that, I'm seriously proud to know John. He's a great man. He's a great young man and a great agent. And John's going to say he paid me to say that. He did not. Okay, just letting you know, he didn't pay me to say that. I truly believe that.
She pays me.
I do pay you. Do I pay you? I don't really pay you, do I? No, but anyway, really and truly. So thank you so much. Have the best day ever. Ciao for now, and God bless.
Adios for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, everyone. My name is Mary Lou Ciambriello, and I'm a realtor in Indian River County, Florida. I'm currently working with a client who's looking to purchase large parcels of land from 15 to 250 acres. So if you're a landowner and you live anywhere in the state of Florida, this applies to anywhere in the state of Florida, please give me a call, 561-305-7139. Again, 561-305-7139. I hope to hear from you. Have the best day ever, and ciao for now.
Searching for a pet-friendly home with style? Welcome to 115 Briarcliff Circle in Sebastian, located in Ashbury, a gated community, and the monthly HOA is just $84. Be sure to review pet restrictions for breed and pet size.